Do I feel like interacting with the police every single day because somebody's told them to come see me? No, I don't. Do I feel like being stopped on my day-to-day activities, moving around, doing the things I need to do because I have a schedule to adhere to, having to have that conversation with police and other people about that subject matter because it's right there? No, I don't feel like that all the time. Like I said, there's a time and a place for it. Ever since Sandy Hook, really, there's been a big push to exercise your rights the best way that you can. And over the years that's impended since Sandy Hook, which was 2012 going into 2013, there's been a big push for people who normally didn't exercise their rights to exercise them. The people that weren't buying firearms for self-defense now bought them. The people that weren't carrying firearms for concealed carry now concealed carry. The person that didn't even think about getting into firearms and concealed carry licensing and getting out to the shooting range are now doing those things because the nation has begun to wake up with this big argument of taking firearms, restricting them, and even outright confiscating them or leaving them. That's what we're dealing with. But apart from that, there's also a bigger notion to exercise rights that people traditionally didn't feel like exercising or didn't have to because it made no sense and it didn't matter whether they did or not. But for the bigger, broader purposes of community awareness and exercising my rights so that people don't feel they can just take them away because I'm not using them, there's been also another notion and a bigger push for carrying outside the waistband or open carrying your firearm in the open where everyone can see that. You see, I live in Michigan. Michigan has always had open carry law since day one. Before there was ever a CPL, concealed pistol license, or CCW license, or the notion of concealed carry, there always existed open carry first, and it was always exercised and utilized. But nowadays, I see open carry a lot more prevalent than what it had ever been. And all I'm saying here and what I'm trying to get to in this video is the fact that there's a time and a place for everything. There's a way to do something and a way to not do something. There's a smart way to do something and a unintelligent, idiotic way to do something. When you're talking about the notion of open carrying in regards to getting someone to begin to engage with you on the conversations and making it a public awareness of their rights to open carry and whatnot, then what's happening is, unintentionally, you're drawing people to you in a way that they may or may not like to be drawn to you. You're raising up the issue in a way that may or may not reflect what certain people right. You see, when we talk about open carrying, you open carry your firearm for two reasons that I hear, and two reasons alone. The first reason that I hear a person open carrying on a regular basis because it's a deterrent. A person walks in, they see you with a firearm and they're planning on robbing the store. They're probably not going to rob it because they see there's a man in here with a gun. Is he an undercover cop? Is he a police? Is he some security team? Or is he the store security? Or what is he? He has a gun in the open. Nobody just does that to do it. Who is he? Or the second notion, am I trying to make this a public awareness so that it becomes normal now for people to wear their firearms normally as it used to back in the westerns in the old days? Make it prevalent now so that it's something that's not shamed or not looked down on or not considered something crazy because we exercise our rights to open carry. Outside of my home and outside of my store, 90% of the time I'm concealed carrying. I have my gun tucked away in the inside the waistband holster, outside the view from everybody else. Why? Because me moving around and doing the things that I need to do on a regular basis, I don't want to always have those conversations with the people that don't want to have that conversation with me. I don't always feel like having that conversation. And some people might say that's irresponsible. You're supposed to always be ready to stand up. Look, I do this for a living. There's sometimes I want to myself where I want to engage with the community, engage with the general public the way I want to without my firearm being the topic of discussion. That's private, that's personal to me. I hold that very dear. So when I'm engaging with people, if they bring it up, that's one thing. But for them to bring it up because it's right there in the open and they don't have a choice but to address it is a totally other thing. Also, like I tell all people that go through our concealed carry classes and pick up firearms and they're going to exercise their rights to conceal carry or open carry, I tell them all the time, be ready for the people that don't understand what it is and don't support it to call police on you. And though the police in our area are pretty prominent and up to what open carry is, and a person expressing their rights to open carry, law enforcement is pretty cool about that in the area that I'm in. They know what's going on. Nonetheless, they still have to respond to the call. They still have to show up and maybe even have the conversation with the people. So don't be a dick to the cops that are actually showing up to have that conversation because of a phone call that they've gotten. But at the end of the day, do I feel like interacting with the police every single day because somebody's told them to come see me? No, I don't. Do I feel like being stopped on my day-to-day activities, moving around, doing the things I need to do because I have a schedule to adhere to? Having to have that conversation with police and other people about that subject matter because it's right there. No, I don't feel like that all the time. Like I said, there's a time and a place for it. When you're talking about open carry rallies and different events where that is the purpose of this rally, to show and demonstrate and exercise our rights in a position and in a place in public to where people are coming by can see, and we are getting together with a group of us at a particular location to barbecue, have lunch and things like that. We'll be open carrying. That's one thing. I'm down with that. That's cool. That makes sense to me. Perfect sense. But when we're talking about engaging the community and the public in open carry and an open carry discussion, like I said, there's a right way to do it and a wrong way to do it. When I look at that, the wrong way to do it is to do that for that purpose alone. And this is what I mean. When I engage with somebody about the topic of discussion as far as the Second Amendment, firearm safety, outside carry, inside the waistband carry, caliber debates, and all these other things that you can have. When we talk and have a discussion with somebody in the general public about firearms, I want to have that discussion from the perspective of them knowing me and getting to know me as a person first, not getting to know what I do as a hobby or my personal feelings on this. I want them to know me as a person, my character, my statutes, what I love, what I stand up for, what I represent. And when they see the character, integrity, and the character of the person first, then when they feel me out, we can have that discussion. But I want you to be attracted to me because of the person of who I am versus the gun that I carry or the things that I'm into first. Don't put a stereotype on me first. Allow me to get to know you first as a person. Then we'll work our way down that avenue. That's me. But other people will go about it the other way and say it's going to be about the gun first. No, it's never about the firearm first. It's about you as an individual. It's about you as the person. Are you a commendable, honorable, respectful person first, or is it just about the gun? Because if it's just about the gun, we have to consider our biggest debate was the gun is an inanimate object. It doesn't do, feel, or see anything. It has no feelings. It's inanimate. So why would we put that same level of respect on a firearm, making it animate now versus it being and remaining inanimate, saying this gun is going to be the sole reason we do everything versus me, the person? That's my stance on it. When I come to concealed carry, like I said, I like moving around without being detoured or stopped for whatever reason. I like the element of surprise. But there is times when I will open carry, and they are in responsible places. The places that I know and frequent the most, where I know the people know me, and there's no problem, there's no issue. My partner has a dentist office that he goes to, 3 times a year to see his dentist, have his checkup, get his teeth cleaned, and all those things. Everybody in that office open carries. So that environment is conducive and set up for that. It's okay for that. But if I go to a part of the town where that's not acceptable or the norm, guess what? We're going to have some big eyebrows raised, a lot of eyebrows raised. Sometimes that's a good thing because you need to shock people. Sometimes that shock treatment, it works to get people to wake up to the ideas and the notion of it and begin to do some research for themselves. But for me and where I live, it's like a toss-up. Do I or do I not? I don't know. Each man is his own man and is going to choose to do things the way they do. Hey, to each their own.